One of the most iconic 90s cars returns to BeamNG with a new mod update. It's the Mazda RX-7. This mod has police cars, drift machines, and highly tuned street racers. Let's check it out. So here is the third generation Mazda RX-7. This was produced between 1992 and 2002. I honestly think this is one of the most beautiful cars ever created. It's such a smooth body style, absolutely timeless. And of course, it's powered by a 1.3-litre Wankel rotary engine. Listen to this. That is a custom engine noise, and I've got to say, sounds pretty good. The exterior model is good, and so is the interior model. Not the highest quality in the world, but there's some nice detail in here. And of course, the RX-7 has pop-up headlights. Oh yes, very bright though. So then, driving the Mazda RX-7. Well, that 1.3-litre engine doesn't sound like a lot, but because it's a Wankel rotary, it produces 255 horsepower. But we do have a twin turbocharger system on this car. All the RX-7 models of the third generation have a twin turbo, and it's brilliant. You put your foot down and you get instant acceleration. Twin turbocharging eliminates turbo lag, and it gives you some amazing performance at the top end. Whoa! Oh no! Now this is the base model, and it's kind of weird. It doesn't have a rear wing. I've only ever seen these with rear wings, so yeah. But we did just crash. Let's do a proper crash test. 70 miles per hour into this barrier. Whoa! The rear window has flown off. Yeah, it's not the best, but you can see the engine has been exposed. Overall, the crash model is average. This mod has 23 configs, and you've got 11 skins. You can see a lot of race cars down there. They look very nice. Let's move on to the eFini. Don't really know what eFini is. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right, but this was the luxury division of Mazda in Japan in the 90s, and they've basically changed the styling slightly, and look, we do have a nice rear wing. If you're wondering, this mod is free, and on the BeamNG forums, I've left a link in the description. It was originally released for BeamNG back in 2019, but two modders called Brighton and SZQX have come along to update this mod, really fix a lot of bugs and make it work perfectly in the latest version of BeamNG, and they've done a pretty good job. So the eFini doesn't seem to change that much, but I think the exhaust sound is slightly quieter. Yeah, if this car is suited to luxury, they're going to want to tone down the car slightly, but if you've got an RX-7, I want it to be just a full-on sports car. So this mod also has the RZ, which has these very nice-looking wheels. This is essentially a base model with a sport pack. We've even got Recaro seats in there. But the most desirable version of the RX-7 was the Spirit R. This was the very last RX-7. Only 1,500 of these were made, and it has 280 horsepower. Lots of modifications all around. It's the ultimate RX-7. This is a mod remaster, but unfortunately we can't open the doors on this thing. We can have a look at the engine bay though. Here we go. Whoa! And actually that engine model is quite nice. You can see if you zoom in, you can see the RX-7 badge there. There is some good detail in here. Unfortunately, you have to rip off the hood to see it. Okay, let's do some initial D and try and drift up the mountain pass. So really rev it up. Oh! Does it? Whoa, it does want to drift. Oh my goodness. External cam always helps, but we do have some drift configs a bit later. Whoa. Oh yeah, whoa. It's just good enough to drift, but we don't have a very good steering angle, so it's very hard to control. There we go. That's a bit better. Oh, whoa! And the handling on this car is pretty good. It's got amazing brakes, and there isn't that much understeer. To be honest, it's a really well-sorted sports car, despite the fact it is pretty huge. I mean, it's so much bigger than a lot of 90s sports cars. It revs up to 8,000 Wankel rotary engines. I mean, they're not very popular, but they are just amazing feats of engineering. Onto the highway, it can very easily reach high speeds. I think we do have 6... No! We only have 5 speeds in this thing, and this is for a late 90s, early 2000s car. Here we go. Let's do a big crash test. Here we go. Slow motion, and... yeah. That... Wow. I mean, there's nothing left. It's like it's been through a car crusher. Interestingly, you can also get Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3 tuned versions of the Spirit R. We're not going to check this out because we do have some other tuned variants that are just as interesting. For example, we've got the wide body kit RX-7. Doesn't that look amazing? I really like the look of this thing. Inside, we've got a new steering wheel and a roll cage. Now, this thing is designed for street racing. Oh, and that there is the sleeper version, but it's designed for drifting. We're going to try drifting that around the neighborhood in a bit, but what's this thing like? Oh my goodness. Wow. I feel like I'm in a Cool Kid video right now. Whoa, this thing is crazy. And we've got a shifter light actually up here. Can you see it? Here we go. Wow, that's really neat. It's a lot quicker. Now, this thing isn't designed for drifting. It's designed to be as grippy as possible for street racing. To be honest, I think we're in the perfect environment to test this thing. I'm taking these corners at a pretty high speed. Whoa, it does like to do a bit of oversteer. And when you accelerate hard and shift through the gears, listen to this iconic sound. That is just heard the world round. When any street racers are near, you're going to hear something like that. Okay, the sleeper drift. Now, it is really a sleeper. No external modifications on this thing, but we do have a wider steering angle and a much more powerful engine. So, whoa, yes! I know, why don't we try and drift around here? I reckon it'll be perfect for this. So, first gear, and then, whoa, yes. Oh my. Yeah, baby, this is great. I don't know if this is luck, but look, RX at the end of the number plate. Ooh, freaky. So the forest road is really perfect to try and drift this thing, and you can catch pretty much any slide because we've basically got, well, nearly 90 degrees of steering angle. Oh dear. Wow, look, the rear window has broken. That's kind of a cool detail, but I guess that's a very expensive repair right there. Here we go. Whoa. Go for a big one. And, oh yes, that was pretty good. I'm definitely getting better. Just as iconic as the tuned race cars themselves, we've got the police car configs. Now, I'm not sure what the history of these was in Japan. Did they really use these? I'm guessing they did. On the left, we've got a normal sort of patrol car. On the right, we've got the pursuit vehicle. This has all the sport modifications. Unfortunately, the sirens or the light bar don't seem to work. But yeah, the siren turns on, but the actual lights are missing. Anyway, that will be updated. I'm sure this mod will be improved in the future. So at the racetrack, we've got the first of the race models. This is the Issue Evo. It's a track day car taken to the extreme. Look at all these modifications and look at those wheels. I love the look of this thing. And on the right, we've got the wide body track car. You can see one of the skins here. Really, really nice looking skins with branding all over them. We've even got a skin for Oakley sunglasses, and we've got one for Monster Energy. You can select these in the parts menu. There's 11 skins to choose from. So then the Issue Evo. This is a track day car, which means it's probably road legal, but it is designed for track racing. Now, what's the first corner like? Well, ooh, very grippy. I like it. Ooh, a little bit of understeer at the end there. This is really good. 21 PSI from the turbochargers there, and we've got an increased rev limit up to 8,500 RPM. That's pretty good. Whoa, quite a bit of understeer there, but power out the corner. Oh, yes. Wow, that is one of the biggest single exhausts I've ever seen. What the heck? This is a full-on race car. It's called the Raven West. We've got the most extreme body kit on this thing. Look at the rear end. That is odd, but I kind of like it. This looks like a leaf blower at the back, but yeah, it's interesting. We've got a digital display down there. Let's take this thing for a proper run on the track. Oh, yeah, this is a serious piece of equipment. Revving up to 9,500 RPM. Wow, getting a lot of locking on the brakes there. Okay, go. Yes. Whoa, lot of understeer from this thing. A lot more than I was expecting. And it is fast because we have 30 PSI going through the turbochargers. That's quite a lot. Whoa, hitting the brakes. There's some kind of weird locking at the brakes at the front. Oh dear. It is quick though. There's 160 miles per hour. Still accelerating. We've got 6 gears. Yes, we do. Over the crest here. Do we have to lift off the accelerator? No. 200 and brake. And brake. And, oh, okay. Oh no, doing that has actually messed up the front wheel. That is kind of odd. Anyway, let's take it to the corkscrew corner, as long as the wheel survives. You're not going to take it wow, it doesn't handle that well. I was going to say, don't take it too fast, but, oh my goodness. Whoa, it feels like a pig. What the, whoa, it doesn't feel well sorted. Something is wrong with the front wheels. I think they've got very weak linkages or something, I don't know. Maybe this is a bit better. It's the hill climb version, designed to get up hills as fast as possible. It should be really grippy at the front. I mean, look at the front spoiler. Okay, let's go. So, we're going to go around the more tight circuit here. Oh, that's a lot grippier. Very grippy tires on this thing. Okay, corkscrew corner in the hill climb race. Let's know. Something is wrong with the brakes. I think mod creators, you need to improve how this car brakes. Here we go, gently brake. Yeah, it's pretty good. if you just touch the brakes very, very lightly. Final couple of versions, and this is the track drift variant. I have noticed something very weird. Look at where the brake discs are. Oh dear, the brake discs are not in the center of the wheel. Oh yes. Yep, it seems pretty good on the limit, but you have to initiate that drift with a lot of revs. Whoa! And finally, the max speed variant. This is designed to be the fastest ever RX-7. Let's see just how fast it is. Okay, we've got a sequential gearbox in this thing. It has 6 speeds, so we're in 5th gear now, 150 miles per hour, into 6th, approaching 200. Well, that's 240. I'm kind of losing control a bit. Can we hit 250 in this thing? 248 seems to be the limit. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wow, 250 miles per hour though. Well, it must be the fastest RX-7 in the world. So the Mazda RX-7 mod for BeamNG. It has a few bugs and imperfections, but there's lots of configs, and if you're an RX-7 fan, it's a must download for this game. The mod is free on the forums. I've linked it in the description. Let me know what you think of this Mazda RX-7 mod in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see another 1990s Japanese car mod for BeamNG, click the video on screen right now. It's of the Toyota Sarah, a very unusual car mod. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more simulator adventures.